What's going on, Raiders? Tholan here, and today we're going to be talking about a pretty weird time in Raid Shadow Legends right now. And I'm not sure if I'm the only one feeling like this, or if this is kind of one of the normal ebbs and flows of the game, because this is the first time I am feeling like this. But I wanted to make a video to talk about it, so if you're ready, let's get into it. But first, make sure you're clicking that download link or scanning the QR code to get Karato Fox Hunter. The second you start the game, an amazing legendary nuker. At level 10, you're going to be getting Tagore, an amazing epic support character. At level 20, you're going to be getting Fane, who's got some incredible turn meter steal, as well as some pretty crazy damage. And then at level 30, you're going to be getting Vergus, who's a defense-based champion, to help keep your other characters alive. And then, this is super important, day number 1 within the first 24 hours of making your Raid Shadow Legends account. Type in promo code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong, one of the best free legendaries they have ever given. And if you're on iOS, make sure you're clicking a different link in the description to type in any promo codes. All right, so as of right now, we have had a pretty busy last 2.5 months-ish, right? About 2 months total. So kicking that off, we had Tholan Foulbeard and his fusion event, which was very time consuming, very heavy, very resource consuming as well. I started that time off around like 8,000 energy saved up and like 9,000 gems, had like 40 million silver saved up, and you can see my resources got drained pretty hefty to be able to get Tholan. And then as we were going through Tholan, we ended up getting a perfect soul event for him that no one was expecting, and that was probably just as draining and very difficult as well. You needed a lot of shards, you needed a lot of energy. There was a lot of stuff going on. That demon spawn spider thing that happened too, that was rough. I had to build like Diabolist and like Mortu Macabre to level 55 ascended to be able to get a little bit of that done. So that was difficult as well. Was able to max that out. Then right after that, we had Titus Black Plume immediately thrown in our face to as another fusion, Void Fusion, and he's amazing, right? He's very good. I definitely need to get better gear on him because I definitely don't have a good build on him right now, but I do need more gear. But he's absolutely amazing as well. That was another resource sink, and there was obviously some ways around it. You know, there was the extra summoning event that they threw in there that gave 50 shards of the fusion epic, which was very helpful. I did like that. So instead of having to do two summoning events, you only had to do one of them. So that worked out pretty well. Unlocked Titus Black Plume, worked on him a little bit. Definitely have a lot more work to do on him. But now we're kind of at a stagnant point, kind of a nothing crazy's going on. And I'm not sure if that was because I was sitting there and we were like all in on Tholan, then all in on Titus, and then now that that is over, it's kind of at a lull. And I'm not sure if that's kind of the normal ebbs and flows of the game, which is a good thing to have sometimes, especially after 3 back-to-back very resource heavy events, very intense events, 2 fusions and then the split soul event. So I understand for the lull, but I'm curious if this is kind of the norm for what happens in this game, because I'm kind of logging in right now and going, man, I was like, the second I log in, events tab. Where are we at? Where are we going? Who's next? What's happening? I need dungeon divers. I need the tournament, classic arena, champion training. How much more energy do I need? What am I at here? Where am I at? And like, I don't have that right now because there's no fusions running. And honestly, I do think it is a good thing because I was getting to the point of like, yeah, this is getting to be a lot. That's for sure. This is starting to get pretty intense, and I'm kind of happy we have this lull. But I'm curious if you guys are feeling like this lull is something that is expected or something that you enjoy as kind of you could put it on cruise control for a little bit until they announce another fusion, another event that you want to push for. I know we had the Path 2 event that was giving out Baron as well. So we had that. Is it Baron? I can't remember. I know he was in the Shadowkin faction, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it wasn't. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but I know people were going for him. And yeah, at this point now, it's just kind of like, all right, I'm on cruise control. I'm coming into the game. I'm doing my dailies. I'm making sure things are getting done. You can see in my dungeons right now, I'm farming Minotaur's Labyrinth because I want to finish off Lysandra and I want to finish off her masteries because I'm almost done with her. I have one more to go, and I am going to be putting lasting gifts on because obviously I want to make sure she's putting out that increased ally speed. If it can get extended, that would be really, really nice. So working on that right now, you see I have 122 out of 200 scrolls, so I'm almost done there. I did finally max out Deacon as well when it comes to masteries. Still working on his level. I'm at level 58, but I'm not really pushing for that super, super hard. The only other thing that's kind of going on right now is the Forge Pass, so I'm making sure I'm coming in, doing my dailies for the Forge Pass as well. Maybe working on the weekly passes as well, because some of these you have to be a little bit of intent with, right? Heal 100 times in campaign battles. I don't really do campaign battles unless I'm like farming levels, but I can work on that. Selling 75 artifacts, I can absolutely do that as well. So a little bit of cruise control right now, which is honestly not the worst thing. Like I said, after these super, super heavy events, I still have plenty to work on. We're still working on the Great Hall every single day. Obviously working on accuracy for my Force-based characters because we have Tholan and Geomancer who are pivotal to my roster right now. But honestly, I kind of enjoy this little ebbs and flows, this lull. It doesn't feel like I'm like constantly being drained for my resources and potentially money, because it's just event after event after event after event, which is, I know, what we kind of already had with the 3 events back to back that we talked about. But now we kind of have the rest period, right, of going back into your status quo, making sure you're doing your clan bosses, making sure you're doing Doom Tower every single day, which I've been really bad about. I keep forgetting. Work's been very busy. I can even run these as well right now. I do have nine floors to run and a boss to run right now, so I can run that right now. So I definitely am going to do that once the Minotaur is done running. But yeah, it's a good point in the game to start working on some back burner items, which for me is going to be making sure all of my champions have maxed out masteries that I'm working on. Like I said, working on Lysandra right now. Duchess, I just finished as well. We're done with the top row. Titus Blackplume is going to be my next kind of project for masteries, because I know masteries are going to be a big part of his kit and making sure he works well. My next part after that is probably going to be getting Rector Drath Mausoleum Mage up and running as well, because I know they're great. Get their levels up. I'm probably going to do the same thing for Deacon, make sure he is finished. Then after that, I'm not really sure where I want to go. I might start building Dark Elhain, because I have heard good things about Dark Elhain, especially in Ice Golem Peak, just like the reviews saying here. Faction Wars as well. And then Faction Wars might be my next place to go, because right now I am stuck in a Romantu mission of clearing stage 14 of the Barbarian Crypt. Which I cannot do. I don't have any like built barbarians. And then obviously we have the Marius missions, which I can start working on as well. You saw I did start working on these, but these will always be here. So I might not work on those right now, but I can start working on Faction Wars, because that's another big part of the game that I need to definitely start working on, so we could start getting more and more towards Lydia, the Death Siren, because you do have to 3-star all of these campaigns. So it's very interesting to see this point. It's rare to see this in gacha games like Raid Shadow Legends, Hero Collector, Champion Collector games, because usually there's non-stop stuff to do. But I think this is kind of a nice thing. I enjoy this. I think this is good because now, again, I can go to those back burner items and make sure I'm working on some things instead of blowing all my energy on Spider Turn Attack, Champion Training Tournament, Gear Ascension Tournament, Soldier, all this stuff. I can kind of look at this and go, hey, I'll push in this a little bit, but I'm not going to go too crazy in this. Not much of a point for me. And that's okay, and I can start working on some of the other items, but I'm curious if this is kind of the normal ebbs and flows of the game. I'm curious what you guys think of this as well. Maybe you guys have a different point of view and you guys don't like it, but I'm curious to see what you guys think. So let me know down in the comment section below, and while you're down there, if you're thinking about starting a new account, make sure you click that download link in the description. 3 epics, 3 legendaries, the best way to start Raid Shadow Legends ever. But until next time, this has been Duel 'em. Later, Raiders.